So, hey everybody, this is Mike, and I'm going to talk about bullying and cyberbullying, and how that affects me and how that affects people around me, and how that affects communities and countries, and yeah, countries. Especially now, and I would say in the past 10 years, the United States and Canada has lost many of its youth and young adults, and even middle-aged people, due to suicide, directly correlated with not being accepted by their communities as a whole. And these people have been bullied. They have been cyberbullied, and they have been bullied to their face on a regular basis, to the point of harassment. And whether or not they have sought support for this or not, they probably didn't get the support they needed from their communities. And I can honestly say, in my experience, when I was bullied throughout high school and even in elementary school, I did not get the support that I needed from teachers, from the principal, from other adults in the community. It was ignored. And cyberbullying is also runs rampant on social networking sites and even through email. And the sharing of personal information from one person to another is commonplace now. So if someone wants to harass me, it's pretty easy. All they have to do is go through someone that knows me, through someone else that knows me. The internet is full of bullies. If you can count how many bullies you've met in your life, they're all over the internet, just like I'm all over the internet. And they're probably thinking, I feel pretty shitty about my life, so I'm going to take it out on you. That's the kind of people that do this. Either they are full of hate for whatever reason, or they're full of ignorance for whatever reason. It's usually both. And they will find people to hurt. Now, I've been bullied in my life. More when I was a child and a teenager and a young adult than now. Have I been bullied over the internet? Absolutely. Usually via email, sometimes on public forums when I speak up for myself and my community, myself being queer, myself being trans. I've had people respond with hate. Not with disagreement, but with hate. With bullying behavior. And it's awful. Social networking is great for keeping people together, for creating positive community. But it also opens up this big can of bullshit where people feel like they can voice whatever negative crap they want. Venting is good. It has its place. But when you're taking that out on somebody else, you aren't venting. You are bullying. And it needs to stop. And it needs to stop now. People are dying. People are killing themselves because they're being bullied. And some people say this isn't directly correlated. This just doesn't, it's not a big deal. It really doesn't matter. Yes, it does. You think about people who maybe are the only mixed-cultured person in their town. I was that person growing up. Maybe they're the only person of color in their town. Maybe they are the only out queer person in their school. Maybe they're the only out trans person in their school, and I say school meaning elementary, high school, university, college, you name it. There are a lot of people out there in that position. There are people that are being bullied because they have disabilities. I see that every day in my profession, and it's bullshit. And it's beyond bullshit. These things that people say cut to the core of people who are isolated. And those people are the people who are committing suicide every day because they are isolated. They don't have support from their families, from their friends, or from their community. And all they're hearing is this bullshit, this harassment, this garbage. And it hurts them. It cuts to the core. And after a while, it gets to you. It gets to the point where you just don't want to live anymore. And I have been to that point several times in my life. And I'm thankful I'm still here because my life is good now. But I'll tell you, for a long time, it really didn't feel like it was worth living. And bullying played a large part in that. So that's how I feel about bullying, how it's affected me. I've lost people in my community. I've lost people I've definitely lost people in my community. And I've lost people, friends of friends, due to this garbage. I've had to phone the police on my own behalf because of bullying in my life. And this is a serious problem. It needs to stop. And I'm thankful that there are anti-bullying campaigns in schools now. There wasn't when I was in school. There wasn't even that when I was in university. And this is a beginning, and it needs to continue. It needs to grow. It needs to become so big that it's not just in schools. It's in workplaces. It's in community centers, neighborhood houses. It's the standard of ethics that every human being in the world carries, that bullying is not okay, and that we're not going to stand for it, and that we're not going to stand around and pretend it's not happening when we see it.